Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Biodun, and if you're new here, you're most definitely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming through. If you're new, please don't forget to click the subscribe button below, and please, even if you're already subscribed, click that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when next I upload a video. So yes guys, we're going to jump right into the topic of today, because this is like the 5th time I'm recording this video. I keep getting so emotional that I just talk out of control. I had to like go and write proper notes on how I'm going to do the video, because this is a very emotional topic for me, and honestly I didn't even want to do this video because I knew that I would get emotional, and I also knew that a lot of people will just think that, oh, because of my relationship with the parties involved, I would be sentimental. And I decided to take a step back and actually think about this seriously before I decided to do this video. And this video is going to be about the Busola Dakolo and Biodun Fatoyinbo saga. If you guys have not heard about the story, where have you been? Do you live under a rock or something? The buzz around the story came up sometime towards the end of last week. Busola Dakolo granted an interview where she spoke about how she was raped by this pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo. I don't even know if calling him a pastor makes any sense now, safe, because I don't know, it's just very somehow. But he's the head pastor of Koza. Koza is a big church in Nigeria. She granted this interview about how he raped her over a decade ago. She was less than 18. She was either 16 or 17, I really can't remember, but it was a really long interview. I think it was in 4 or 5 parts, about how this man viciously raped her twice in a week, a young child. Anyway, so if you want to watch the interview, I'm going to link it in the description box below, so you can just find the interview there and basically watch it. So basically, my own stand about this situation is that I believe every word, like every single word, every deep sigh, every hiss, every single word that Busola Dakolo said in that interview. And yes, to some extent it's because of my personal relationship with the family. First of all, I myself am a victim of sexual assault, and this happened to me as well when I was a child. In fact, by a man of God, by a supposed man of God. He was a man of God at the time, and he's still a man of God. But today we're not talking about me, we are talking about Biodun Fatoyinbo and Busola Dakolo. And because of this, because of the fact that I sort of know, even though I'm closer to her husband, I'm closer to Team Dakolo than I am to Busola, but I've met her on a couple of occasions and I know her, and because of that and because of my experience as well, I believe every single word that she said. So basically, Busola is exactly how she looks on social media, if not even like calmer than that. So she's actually really calm. I remember that there are occasions where I've been in her house and we're all like making noise. If you know Team Dakolo by now, everybody knows that Team is a noisemaker. Like, we're making noise, playing FIFA, singing, like just constituting a nuisance in this poor woman's house. And she's usually just in the corner, like just sitting there. She laughs, of course, when it's funny. She's not a sadist or anything, but she's not an attention seeker, in my opinion. And if you even follow her or her family on social media, you follow Uncle Timmy or you follow her herself, you know that, to start with, she gets enough attention from her husband. Like, her husband showers her with attention. Like, she has 3 children to give her all the attention in the world that she needs. She is the wife of a celebrity, so of course she gets attention from people. Like, she's a beautiful woman apart from that. So I don't understand what kind of attention she would be looking for, that coming to sit down in a long interview and constructing a whole story about how someone raped her will be the way to get it. I don't know if that makes any sense to you people, but you guys need to think sometimes before, because I've been on social media and I've seen the silly comments that people are putting on there about she's just looking for attention. Like, excuse me, what sort of attention? Like, what kind of attention would you be looking for that you have to lie that someone raped you to get it? It doesn't even make any form of sense whatsoever. For those of you that are trying to be rational and realistic and blah blah blah, it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, Another point is, I get that most people are saying that, oh, the story doesn't add up, it's funny, how can someone come to your house? Like I said, if you understand manipulation and if you understand sexual predators, I feel like, honestly, I was just with my friend yesterday and I was saying that people that are saying all this nonsense is luck. Like, I feel like you guys are fortunate and you guys are privileged and lucky not to understand, because if you did, it would have been a different story. I feel like you guys are talking like this and you guys are reacting this way because you guys have not been through it. Or I've not been through it, but I've been through something similar. You guys have not been through manipulation of sexual predators, and that's why it's easy for you guys to just come and say yeah, the story doesn't add up, whatever, and yeah, fine. But as for me, I believe every single word she says. And another reason would be that even if she was doing this to seek attention, her husband has posted things relating to this situation. So of course there've been several allegations about this same supposed pastor, about him sexually harassing young women, raping and all that. And her husband has put up posts on Instagram about this issue. And I feel like the first and second time he never mentioned his wife and he never mentioned the man, but for some reason, guilty conscience, everybody knew who he was talking about, and he had got some bad backlash. Like, people came and were questioning the paternity of his kids. He has gotten like some serious bad backlash. So of course she knew that if she did this interview, the press she was going to be getting wasn't going to be good press anyway. She already knew, they already tested the waters, they already knew that people were going to say nonsense, because even from the small one her husband posted, he didn't mention her, he never said anybody raped his wife. He was just talking in a general form and he got serious backlash. I read some of the comments and they were just ridiculous. I'm not even going to go into that. But so why would you, seeing that already happen to her husband, now coming out with a full story, what do you think that she expected? Do you think that she now expected that people would turn around and be nice? So she already knows that people don't have sense. So I don't think that she was doing this for any form of attention. This is another reason why I so strongly believe her. Now I'm going to go to the people that are reacting and are saying nonsense. To start with, one thing I strongly believe in is, if you do not understand something, I get it that most people say, oh, they don't understand how that can be possible, or they don't believe her story or whatever. Nobody is saying that she put out the story so everybody must believe. No, that's not the situation, and I'm sure that that's not what she was expecting either. But if you don't believe something, you don't have to discredit the person. If you don't believe, just hold your disbelief and go now. Like, hold your disbelief and move on. Like, just go away from here. And if you believe her, nobody's even asking for your pity. It's okay to say, oh, I'm sorry for what you've been through, but nobody's even looking for your pity. Just like think of the way forward. Like, is it not your mates that carried placard to go to the man's church to go and riot? If I was in Lagos now, me, I'd have gone to that cause on Sunday. Like, is it not your mates that carried placard to go there? Is it not your mates that are like, they are doing sensible things about the matter? Is it not also Nigerians that are saying they are putting money aside for if the case goes to court to support her? Is it not your mates? Is it not your mates that have seen the thing and have kept quiet and have not said anything? Like, is it not your mates? Must you talk? The fact that Nigerians feel like they have to address every single issue is quite disgusting, in my opinion. You do not have to comment. If you don't have any... See, this is something that I know that almost everybody, at least every Nigerian that can afford to be on social media has heard. If you don't have something nice to say about a particular situation, then don't say anything. And in this case, if you don't understand something, 90% of people that were commenting and saying nonsense, they had not even seen the interview. For example, there's this one by this person called William Rose. He said, I want Busola Dakolo to know that everyone has his or her past. She got her bad past as well, and no one is bitching about it. Who knows, maybe this Koza pastor committed this act years before he gave his life to Christ and became a pastor. To start with, your point is pointless, because even if he was not a pastor, even if he was not a Christian, rape is a crime, is a criminal offense. But it's quite obvious from this nonsense you wrote here that you did not watch the interview, because if you watch the interview, you will know that she said he was a pastor already. He was already the pastor of Koza, already married to his wife and had a daughter when this happened. So if you watch, so you did not watch the interview, then who asked for your opinion? Who asked you? Must you talk? Mr. William Rosie, Abi William Fignant, Abi whatever your name is. Eh? Then there's this other one that was just, in my opinion, senseless. In my opinion, this person did not go to school. But the person's name is not there. The person wrote, my point is, he was not a pastor then. Or guy, he was a pastor then. Then you start saying nonsense about that was him before God called him. He's now a new creature. But Leo, Mr. Christian, Mr. Bible learner, Bible scholar, he's now a new creature. He was a pastor already, so this your point now could make any sense. Why are you judging people by their past? Unless a fresh case comes, that's the only time you should judge. Please, because I know that I did a bit of law, and I know that rape does not expire. So you can still convict someone for a rape case that is 30-year-old. So what are you saying? Timmy should, then this was the part that just irritated me. Timmy should divorce his wife for keeping secrets and being a rape victim. First of all, if you watch the interview again, you will know that she said that her husband has been away right from time, number one. Number two, he should divorce his wife for what? For being a rape. Do you have any sense? Because I don't understand why people talk anyhow. Like, must you talk? Then people that are attacking her family, people that are saying nonsense about she and her husband gave birth before they married. Even if that was true, how does that concern the situation at hand? Like, can we all know? Like, can we all be guided? Like, seriously, like, let's be guided rightly. Because I don't want to get upset because I just get emotional and I start saying nonsense. Another point I need to need you guys to note is that this is not an attack against Christianity. Those are even the ones that I consider illiterate. The people that feel like this is an attack against Christianity, this is an attack against the body of Christ. Nobody is attacking the church. We're talking about the pastor. Did she say the church raped her? Did she say she's a Busola Dakolo is a Christian. She attends House on the Rock as far as I know. So how can she come and I don't understand. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just ignorance. How can people be talking like this? Now, this is 2019, for heaven's sake. We cannot be saying all this nonsense. We left behind all this bad attitude in the past years now. How can you come and be saying that this is an attack against the body of Christ? How? In the Biodun self that you guys are trying to defend, he never ever denied sleeping with her. And if the turn he wants to take is to say that this was consensual sex, then he doesn't have any sense himself. Because how do you say, because I during an interview she said something about he started telling people that they had an affair. How do you have an affair with a 17-year-old? Does that make any sense to you? In my opinion, even if it was a consensual sex, I still stand with her. Because it's still manipulation, in my opinion. Because of course she was scared. Of course he's a pastor. Of course he's going to do what he says she should do. So even if in his twisted mind he thinks that he was dating this girl or this girl was his girlfriend, then more than going to jail, he needs evaluation. Because the only thing he said was, I've never raped anybody in my life. That's all I know. Oga, what was your point again? The Biodun that people are defending right now, as of today, he has even stepped down to start with. So that should tell you people something. That's number one. Number two, he did not deny it. The only say, yeah, he denied the rape, but did he deny having sex with the girl? So I feel like Nigerians should be more, first of all, we should be more sensitive. We should be more sensitive to people's pain and people's experiences. It's okay if you don't believe someone. Nobody is saying that you have to believe all the time. It's okay if you don't believe someone, but if you don't believe, it doesn't now give you a right to go and attack the person. Let me say this last thing and go away. This reaction that people are having, this exact reaction that Nigerians are giving, is the reason why nobody comes out to talk about issues like this. It's the reason why girls don't come to talk about it. It's the reason why it took this woman this long to talk about it. And then for those people that are saying, why is it taking her this long? Anybody that's been through sexual harassment or rape has the right to take as long as they want to heal before they decide to share their experience. We need to amplify this thing as much as possible. We've already taken a first good step. Yes, the man has stepped down, but it doesn't end there. We need to cut this thing completely from the roots. And this is not just about Biodun Fatoyinbo, this is about all those men that feel like they can manipulate young children, rape them, sexually harass them, all in the name of uncle, even fathers, spiritual leaders, teachers, because you have one form of authority over the person. These useless men and women, because even men, even young boys go through these things. You now use this your useless power to suppress these young children and do to them whatever you like. I don't know how people gain satisfaction from such ridiculous acts. It's not nice, because you damage and break people for the rest of their life. People are going around broken and damaged, and you're going about your life, and your children are going, some of them even do it to their own children anyway. It's quite ridiculous. It's very, very sad. And please, Nigerians, let's be a bit more sensitive about situations like this, especially in cases like rape. Whether you believe it or not, even if you feel like the person is lying, the best thing you can do is to shut up. You mustn't talk about everything, okay? I'm becoming too emotional, and this video is becoming too long. So thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember, what would Jesus do? I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on my next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye guys. Mwah.